Hey everyone, welcome back to Installation 00, and more specifically, welcome to the Armory. This is where all weapons from Halo lore will be featured and analysed in detail. In this episode, we look at the plasma pistol. Let's begin. The Type 25 Directed Energy Pistol, or Type 25 DEP, also known as the plasma pistol, is a Covenant infantry firearm carried commonly by smaller species such as the Ungoi, Kigyar, and the Yanmi, but it is occasionally used by larger species such as the Sangheili and Julhane. As such, it is the most commonly encountered Covenant energy weapon. While weak on its own, the plasma pistol has a wide variety of functions and becomes deadly in large numbers. The plasma pistol is a Covenant-directed energy weapon that was reverse-engineered from a Forerunner device. The weapon is powered by a battery cell. The battery can be recharged using a variety of power sources, including UNSC generators, provided an appropriate adapter is at hand. Plasma pistols have a core output power of 100 to 150 kilovolts at 2 to 3 deciamps, but when overcharged the power output can reach 1.5 megavolts at 2 to 3 deciamps. The Type 25 DEP is a semi-automatic weapon using a single collimator design that gives the weapon its smooth and aerodynamic claw-like appearance. The Type 25's functionality is straightforward. The rear section of the pistol has a holographic display which indicates temperature as the weapon is fired. In the centre of the holographic display is a small red pad. This pad is the Type 25's safety and activation mechanism. Before the plasma pistol can be fired, the user must place the thumb on the pad and the pistol then activates and can be fired. On the left side is another small red button, and this opens the top heating vent and allows access to the weapon's internal components. The plasma pistol has two modes of fire: semi-automatic direct and semi-guided area of effect, also known as overcharge. The plasma pistol is 37 cm or 15 inches in length, 6.6 cm or 2.6 inches in width, 29.9 cm or 11.8 inches in height, and 3.5 kilograms or 7.7 pounds in weight, making it a small handgun by Covenant standards, but making it somewhat on the large side for a human sidearm. When rapidly tapping the trigger, the plasma pistol will fire small bolts of plasma. These bolts deal little damage to targets protected by energy shields, though still more than most bullet weapons. Against unarmoured targets, though, the lethality of the Type 25 DEP is extreme. Injuries inflicted to a victim are severe third-degree burns. This level of injury causes the wound to be cauterized instantly upon impact. Body fluids would be subjected to flash vaporization, inducing a strain or a shock on the body after impact. Fluids trapped in organs or arteries, in addition to the rapid expansion of heat, would cause ruptures or small explosions, causing additional damage to the target. Near misses can also cause injury to the target as they produce severe burns to the area that they pass. This can also cause heat trauma or heat stroke from extreme temperatures of the bolt. Should the plasma strike cover, the impact can cause splash damage by flinging heated debris, though the blast radius is smaller than most Covenant explosive weapons. The semi-auto firing mode can be used until the weapon overheats, after which it must cool down for a few seconds before it can be used again. As the weapon approaches low battery, it may sputter and fail to fire. The Hesturus manufactured pistols used by Julam Dama's forces fire more powerful plasma bolts, with a comparable increase in energy used per shot. If the plasma pistol's trigger is held for a few seconds, the plasma at the tip will gather into a large spherical mass. Releasing the trigger will fire a single bolt of larger size than usual. This bolt, if aimed correctly, will track its target for a short distance if they attempt to dodge. The overcharged bolt creates an electromagnetic pulse, stunning most electronics. If the target is protected by energy shields, all but the strongest shields will break, allowing their body to take damage. If the overcharged bolt strikes a vehicle, it will temporarily be disabled and rendered helpless for several seconds. As such, even the weakest Covenant infantry can thwart an assaulting Spartan or vehicle, forcing their foe to retreat or creating an opening for their allies. Should an overcharged bolt strike an unarmoured flesh target, it will result in instant death. However, after the overcharged bolt is fired, the pistol will automatically overheat. Until it cools down, the pistol cannot be fired in this mode, giving an opposing target enough time to counterattack. Using the overcharge frequently will also drain the battery faster than usual. In near identical fashion to the plasma rifle, The plasma pistol uses superheated ionized gas as ammunition, either xenon or helium due to its greenish glow, usually as a result of the gas being superheated to a lesser extent, likely due to the plasma pistol's reduced power output versus the plasma rifle, leading to the spectrum of light the gas glows in also being of a lower energy level. The gas is siphoned from a reserve and channeled through a conduit, which then mixes with the power cell's energy, exciting the gas to the state of superheated plasma, and then encapsulating it within a magnetic containment field that is then discharged from the crystalline tips of the plasma pistol and accelerated downrange by the high inductance electromagnetic fields. As previously stated, the lethality of the Type 25 directed energy pistol is extreme, with injuries inflicted to the victim being severe third-degree burns. This type of injury destroys the outer layer of skin and the entire layer beneath. The wound is cauterized instantly upon impact, and at close range, 2 bursts from the Type 25 DEP have enough thermal transfer and kinetic energy to pass through victims with ease. The plasma pistol is a great close to medium range weapon. While it can't inflict high damage at long range, the plasma pistol can be used at a distance if the user fires slowly and aims carefully by leading the target. It is extremely efficient at killing soft targets while dealing large amounts of damage to heavily armoured targets. Its overcharge ability is extremely dangerous to shielded infantry and to non-shielded infantry. Because of the extreme temperatures released, a vehicle running on a hydrogen engine or one that is lightly covered can be damaged or disabled if the overcharged bolt hits it. In addition to the high temperatures, the electromagnetic bottle containing the plasma can produce an EMP which can disable any electronic device within range. When compared with a plasma rifle, the plasma pistol's non-overcharged firing mode is far more accurate at medium and long ranges, although the plasma projectiles tend to arc downwards at long range. Spartans and Sangheili have the ability to dual-wield plasma pistols, doubling their efficiency in close to mid-range combat situations. If fired fast enough, the high velocity of the plasma projectile coupled with the force of the kinetic impact can knock over or stun infantry. The plasma pistol, when fired continuously, or when an overcharged bolt is fired, will overheat because of the rapid cycling, loading, ignition, and release sequence of energy. To prevent the weapon from being damaged, the Type 25 DEP temporarily shuts down and opens a cooling vent to allow the excess heat to dissipate before the weapon reactivates. This process leaves the weapon temporarily inoperable. Infantry who are not aware of this function of the plasma pistol can get killed because of this. At 10% charge level, the plasma pistol will begin to misfire. This is due to the battery's inability to deliver enough energy to start and complete the ignition and release phase of operation. As such, this hampers the operator's use of the weapon. Continuously holding down the trigger while in overcharge mode will rapidly deplete the energy source, and if not careful, the weapon can be wasted before firing a single round. Although the plasma pistol can strike a target at long ranges, it is not suited for long-range combat, due to the 2 distinct properties of the weapon's operation. The first is the rate of thermal expansion, which is determined by the rate of the bloom of the bolt. Blooming is the result of plasma breakdown in the air at energy densities of around a megajoule per cubic centimetre. This effect causes the plasma to defocus and dissolve into the atmosphere. It can be more severe if there is fog, smoke, or dust in the air. As the bolt is accelerated away from the barrel of the weapon, the plasma begins to decay as a result of the weakening magnetic field. Speed also factors into this. As the faster the bolt is accelerated, the farther the bolt will travel before the temperature of the plasma begins to decay and the magnetic field becomes unstable and finally dissipates. As the bolt loses velocity, it also loses kinetic damage as it travels longer distances. The plasma pistol, while a plucky little pea shooter, is also a tool that should never be undervalued or passed up on the battlefield. Especially when facing vehicles and foes with energy shields, the plasma pistol, if handled expertly, can prove itself invaluable by levelling the playing field in a way only an overcharged plasma bolt can. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, this is just one series of videos I busy myself with, and you may enjoy my other content like lore theories and Halo technology being analysed at insane levels of detail. If so, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon so the next time I put a video out you're told the second it hits the shelves. Also, if you really like the channel, consider heading over to Patreon and giving whatever support you can over there. It massively helps me out and frees up more time for me to put into this content and other Halo related projects. Thanks again everyone. Now go rest your brain.